A warm welcome to all the guests present in this hall. All of us do not have equal talent, but all of us have an equal opportunity to develop our talents. The purpose of education is to make good human beings with skill and expertise. Enlightened human beings can be created by teachers, said APJ Abdul Kalam. On behalf of Goa Vidya Prasarak Mandals, Dr. Dada Vaidya College of Education, Ponda, Goa, I, Mrs. Karuna Satardekar, Associate Professor at GVM's Dr. Dada Vaidya College of Education, welcome you all for inaugural of Dr. Dada Vaidya Memorial Lecture at Goa Vidya Prasarak Mandals, Dr. Dada Vaidya College of Education. Former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Yes, indeed, Dr. Dada Vaidya did use this powerful weapon to change the world. Let me now invite our first year B.Ed students to present prayer to make the environment peaceful.
स्वागतम 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 मन की वीणा से गूंजित ध्वनि मंगलम स्वागतम 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 सारे गा मगरे नी सारे गरे गरे सारे गा मग मगरे नी सारे गरे सा कैसा पावन सुहावन समय आज है आप आए अतिथियों के सरताज है कैसा पावन सुहावन समय आज है आप आए अतिथियों के सरताज है देव की भांति पूजन करे आज हम स्वागतम 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 मन की वीणा से गूंजित ध्वनि मंगलम स्वागतम 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 सारे गा मगरे नी सारे गरे सारे गा मग मगरे नी सारे गरे सा मन की बगिया से हमने है कलियां चुनी श्रद्धा के फूलों से हमने माला बुनी मन की बगिया से हमने है कलियां चुनी श्रद्धा के फूलों से हमने माला बुनी करते हैं तुमको अर्पित सुमन आज हम स्वागतम 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 मन की वीणा से गूंजित ध्वनि मंगलम स्वागतम 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 tananana deem deem derina tananana deem tana derina tananana deem deem derina tananana deem tana derina deem 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 deem tana derina.
Thank you very much, dear students. Just a small announcement to make. We would like to maintain social distancing, requesting all the guests to leave one chair and sit. We have put some names of our students on the chair as we are going to have Felicitation Program after the maiden lecture. Requesting the guests to kindly maintain social distancing, leave one chair and sit. Please use your masks while sitting. Thank you. Knowledge removes ignorance in person, as light removes darkness. It's time to light the lamp and spread light of knowledge here in this auditorium all over. Let me now invite the dignitaries. Chief Guest Sir, Shri Nagraj Honnekari, Chairman Sir of GVM's Working Committee, Shri Bhaskar Khandeparkar, former Principal, Professor Alan Abrio, Principal, Dr. Georgian Matthew of the college, Shri Mandurkar, the Secretary of GVM's Working Committee, to light the lamp and spread the light all over. So please garland the portrait of Dr. Dada Vaidya and light the lamp.
असतो मा सद्गमय तपसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहना भवतु
Thank you very much. May I now request Principal Sir Dr. Georgian Matthew to kindly escort the dignitaries on the dais.
तेजस्विनावधितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Goa Vidya Prasarak Mandal, popularly known as GVMs, was founded by visionaries Dr. Dada Vaidya, Shri Sitaram Kerkar, and Shri Vinayak Sarjotsi on October 2nd, 1911. The intention of the founders was not merely to impart formal education for white-collar jobs, but to provide for the future generation Goans who would be proud of our rich, varied culture, heritage, and who would with confidence shoulder responsibilities in the task of nation building. Goa Vidyaprasarak Mandal's Dr. Dada Vaidya College of Education was established in 1993 in response to the growing demand for teacher education. The college is affiliated to Goa University and recognized by NCTE. The institution offers B.Ed, M.Ed, PhD in education, and diploma in pre-primary teacher training. On the birth anniversary of Dr. Dada Vaidya, on 8 September 2021, we inaugurated this new auditorium. During the program, it was announced by our chairman, Sir Shri Bhaskar Khandeparkar, that every year all the educational institutions of Goa Vidyaprasarak Mandal will celebrate 8th September to commemorate the birth anniversary of Dr. Dada Vaidya. Our college took the decision to do the honors by initiating Dr. Dada Vaidya Memorial Lecture. And here we are on 30th September 2021, present for the inauguration of Dr. Dada Vaidya Memorial Lecture. The person who believes in hard work, honoring others, and being humble, who tells us to keep the time, is our principal, Dr. Jojan Matthew. May I now request Sir to welcome the gathering officially.
Honorable Director of SERP and Chief Guest, Sri Nagraj Honnekari, Honorable Chairman, Working Committee, Goa Vidyaprasarak Mandal, Sri Bhaskar Khandeparkar, Honorable Secretary, Working Committee, Sri Jayan Mandulkar Sir, Ex-Principal, Professor Alan Ebrio, members of the General Body, Goa Vidyaprasarak Mandal, LMC members, IQAC members, principals of neighboring institutions, heads and teachers of GVM institutions, staff members of the college and students. Last academic year for us was a very challenging period. And we waited till August thinking that the pandemic will go and we will be able to start physical classes. However, we started our academic session on 3rd August 2020 online. We had to complete all the requirements of our national regulator, NCTE. So we conducted our micro teaching, peer teaching, and all the other training to the student teachers through online before sending them to schools. We also completed 4 months of internship for the second year students and 1 month of internship for the first years as per the norms of NCT. And we fulfilled all the norms so that we could send our students for the university exam. And we faced many obstacles and we faced many problems during this year. But our students and staff, they turned the problems into projects and the obstacles into opportunities. And today we have 26 students getting felicitated for their achievement. I would like to congratulate all of them. Last year, I said we faced many challenges, but at the same time, it was a year of opportunities. We signed MOUs with many organizations, not only in India, even abroad. We signed MOUs with Eudoxia Research Center, ARIO, Association of International Researchers of Indian Origin, registered in USA. We signed MOU with Nirmala Institute of Education, and we started a research cluster so that their teachers can also be a part of our research center. And we also signed an MOU with Setu so that they can give some practical help to our trainees. Altogether, we conducted more than 20 webinars last year. It's a long list, so I would like to just name a few of the seminars. We conducted a series of research seminars in association with ARIO, writing a research proposal, data collection tools and their preparation, qualitative research. This was conducted on 9th, 16th, 23rd January 2021. Then we conducted a series of research talk on research design and sampling. Now all these research talks and seminars we organized to improve the quality of our research center. We have got 12 students pursuing their PhD in education. We conducted a national level seminar in collaboration with Bharatiya Shishan Mandal and Nidhi Aayog on 3rd March 2021, and Professor Satish Moth, Director VSIM Mumbai, was the resource person. We conducted many other workshops, seminars for our teachers as well as for our students. We also launched a helpline for our B.Ed trainees because they were complaining of many problems during the pandemic. We launched a counseling helpline in collaboration with Nirmala Institute of Education. And on 8th June, we had another seminar. The resource person was Dr. Manoj Kumar Kulkarni from GMC, Associate Professor, Department of Preventive and Social Medicine, on data analysis and interpretation using SPSS. And the latest one was on 13th August, we had one on qualitative research in education by Shankara Narayanan Paleri, Professor and Head of Social Science Education, NSS Training College, Kerala. So like that, we have a long list of seminars, webinars we conducted during this pandemic. So we used this opportunity so that we could improve the quality of our research in our college. As you all know, education has been recognized throughout the world as a very powerful instrument for social, economic, and cultural development. All the policies of education, whether it is 1968 policy or 1986 policy or 2020 policy, all said that education is fundamental to development. Providing quality education to all is the key to development and progress. NP 2020 states that universal high quality education is the best way forward for developing and maximizing our country's rich talents and resources for the good of the individual, the society, the country, and the world. Today we have Honorable Director of ACRT, Shri Nagraj Honnekari, to deliver the first Dr. Dada Vaidya Memorial Lecture on NP 2020 and school education in Goa. We had a series of discussions at our college level on NP, and we invited ex-director of NCERT, Professor Hrishikesh Senapati, to address our staff on the policy. Now today we are privileged to have the SCRT Director, Shri Nagraj Honnekari, speaking to us on the implications of this policy for our state. And in spite of many other commitments, sir agreed to deliver this lecture. On behalf of the management, the staff, and the students, I welcome you, sir, to this program. We are very happy that our Honorable Chairman, sir, Working Committee, Sri Bhaskar Kande Parker, is going to inaugurate Dr. Dada Vaidya Memorial Lecture today. As you all know, sir was instrumental in starting a college of education in Ponda Taluka. It was Sir's initiative that we started celebrating Dr. Dada Vaidya's birth anniversary every year. When I asked his permission to start a memorial lecture, he immediately agreed and he encouraged us. And we are really honored by your presence and we welcome you, sir, to this program. We have our beloved secretary, sir, with us, Sri Jayan Mandurkar. Whenever we have any requirement, any guidance, he is always available. And I'm very happy that he's there with us for this first Dr. Dada Vaidya Memorial Lecture. We welcome you, sir. We have our ex-principal, Professor Alan Ebrio, in our midst. I specially invited him to this program because today we are going to felicitate the first batch of MET. As you all know, there's no other institution in the state of Goa offering MET or Masters in Education, not even the university. And for a long time, there was a great need. Now there are around 12, 13 vacancies. Yesterday, students were coming and asking me, sir, today is the last day. Get us the certificate from the university. I called the controller. We got the mark sheet today morning. They could all apply for the post. And most of them are going to get permanent job. So we started MET program. We started pre-primary program when Dr. Allen was the principal of this college. So I welcome you, sir, to this program. I would like to welcome all the other dignitaries. We have LMC members. We have Dilip Desai, sir, there. We have other IQAC members, LMC members, or also we have the office bearers of various organizations of Goa Vidya Prasarak Mandal, heads of institutions, and teachers from various schools of Goa Vidya Prasarak Mandal. And I welcome all of them. I would also welcome the staff, the students, and parents who are all present for the function today. Welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Tulsi is well known for its medicinal properties: antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic, anti-cancer. All these qualities lie in Tulsi plant. We would like to present this sapling to our chief guest, Sri Nagraj Honnekari, sir, and welcome him. I request Ms. Lakshita to present the potted plant from our front yard to sir. Aloe vera is a medicinal plant that's been used to treat various health conditions for thousands of years. Now I request Ms. Veena to present this potted aloe vera to Chairman Sir Shri Bhaskar Khandeparkar. Now I request Ms. Lakshita to present this potted plant to Professor Ellen Abrio from our college front yard. May I now request Ms. Veena to present potted plant to the Secretary of GVM's Working Committee, Sri Jayan Mandurkar. Thank you. We would also like to welcome all the teachers from different institutions of Goa Vidya Prasarak Mandals and the parents who have accompanied their children with them here I request Ms. Prajakta to present a floral welcome to all our guests. Can I request the guests to kindly stand, because our new assistant professor may not recognize you all. I request all the guests to kindly stand so that Ms. Prajakta can recognize you and welcome you with the floral welcome. Requesting Prajakta to kindly give a floral welcome to the parents who are present. A big thank you to all the teachers and the heads of the institutions and the parents for coming for this maiden lecture. Let me now take the honor to invite Shri Bhaskar Khandeparkar, Chairman, Working Committee of Goa Vidya Prasarak Mandal, to inaugurate Dr. Dada Vaidya Memorial Lecture by enlightening us about the great visionary Dr. Dada Vaidya.
Chief guest of today's function, Shri Nagraj Honnekari, Director of HCRT, Secretary Shri Jayan Mandurkar, Dr. Alan Abreu, our former principal, and Dr. Jojan Matthew, heads of the institution, other GVM institutes, members of LMC, and my dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to be here on this day, particularly to inaugurate or declare open the first Dada Vaidya Memorial Lecture. Today is 30th, and on 2nd of October, we are going to complete 110 years of Goa Vidya Prasarak Mandal since the time Dr. Dada Vaidya started this institute. If ever a history of education is written in Goa, the role of Dr. Dada Vaidya in bringing renaissance in the field of education will be correctly notified, but not much has been done on this front. But since this college, a premier college of education in the state of Goa, since it has its name of Dr. Dada Vaidya, it is a duty of this college to do a lot of work on the works and the things that Dr. Dada Vaidya did in his own life, in his lifetime. And it is because of his efforts and the sacrifice that we see the education reach to these sites in Goa, and particularly in the state of in the taluka of Ponda, because those times in 1910 things were very difficult. We were under Portuguese rule. It was impossible for any other than government to start an educational institute. But when he got the window of opportunity, in the sense that Portugal became a republic and some democratic values were established in mainland Portugal as well as all their colonies. So in seizing on this opportunity, he started this education institute. And I must also say that it was not started as Goa Vidya Prasarak. The first school that was established was Dr. Anton Jose de Almeida. And why Dr. Almeida's name was given? Because Dr. Almeida was a parliamentarian in Portuguese Parliament, and some people from here represented to him that we do not get the rights to establish our own institutions and practice our religious practices. And he fought for the rights of the Hindu community in Portuguese Parliament, and because of the democracy, the Parliament was compelled to give those rights. And that is the reason we could start this institute. And Dr. Dadavaidya decided that because of his efforts, considering the efforts of Dr. Almeida, he named the first school after Dr. Antonio Jose de Almeida, which is today a premier educational institute in the state of Goa. But when Dr. Dadavaidya established this institute, his motive was not merely a formal education. His motive was giving skills to the people, because he was a doctor practicing from a place like Keri, and he had seen the poverty all around him, and he knew that this poverty is because the people had no skills. The only professions where the poor people or the subaltern were involved in paddy fields or other manual labor, and the feudal class was the landowning community. So only feudal class used to go to Portuguese classes, and this landowning community, and those who had no land had no source of income. So he thought that if we give skills to these people, well, they will be able to make their livelihood. And that was the reason why he said it. Besides the formal education, he thought that we must also give students the skills, because that will help them to earn their livelihood. Nothing happened, because ultimately any school, if you want to start, you have to align yourself with certain kind of curriculum. So when school started, there was no Goa board or any sort of thing. Even Maharashtra divisional board was not existing, and our school was at those times affiliated to these Lyceum and other things, wherein there was no upward mobility in English education. So till 1961, not much happened. And you must be very aware of things that even SSC exam, which was conducted in Mumbai, with centers in British India, I must say British India, the SSC exam was not conducted by the board. The Pune Divisional Board has not come into existence. Well, to be the children of this day do not know, we had no board. Goa board wasn't existing. We were aligned to Pune Divisional Board. I passed through Pune Divisional Board. So all the Maharashtra area and Goa area, the exams were conducted by Pune Divisional Board. But prior to that, prior to Goa board, SSC exam was conducted by University of Mumbai. Now you have university education only at the graduation and post-graduation level. But SSC exam was so very important that what they used to call metric, this exam was conducted by University of Mumbai. Bombay University used to conduct the SC exams. My father passed his SC from Bombay University. But he left Almeida because there was no education here, so he went to MAPSA, some other school, and passed his SSC. Subsequently, we aligned to Goa board. But this dream of Dadavaidya remained incomplete. We could not include skills in our formal education. But now with the new education policy, after 110 years of what Dr. Dadavaidya said, that you must have a rainbow of subjects wherein the students who have proficiency in particular subject must be able to pursue that subject. So even if you go for medical, you should be able to take English literature. If you go to engineering, you should be able to take, say, painting. So one subject will be called, you can take dancing, you can take dance, Western music, Indian classical music. There will be so many subjects for you to take, not up to 10th level or 12th level, but right up to your graduation and post-graduation level, which our director will inform us in a much better way, because he has studied this national education policy in great detail. To come back to this memorial lecture, we thought that since this college gets its name from Dr. Dadavaidya, his philosophy in education, not only in education, but in other social welfare measures, in industrialization, there are so many things he did. So these things we must live to his expectation. We must tread the path that he told us to go 100 years back. So this is the responsibility of this college to do that. So we requested the principal that he must carry out a yearly program on the birth anniversary of Dr. Dadavaidya. And in that connection, this first lecture, memorial lecture, has been started. And the topic also chosen is the right one because it is about the new education policy, and it consists of so many issues which at Dr. Dadavaidya 110 years back had clearly elaborated. He says in one of the programs that this is not the kind of school I wanted to establish. I wanted to establish a school wherein there are subjects related to skills, but not much could have been done at that time because we had to adhere to the curriculum. Even now we have to adhere to the curriculum. But Government of India in its wisdom has decided to implement the new education policy, and so adhering to the curriculum and having subjects which were envisaged by Dr. Dadavaidya will not be difficult now. Besides this, the responsibility of College of Education, not here, but all 3-4 colleges in Goa increases much more because you will have to provide training to your teachers in those subjects. There will be cluster of schools. Revolutionary school things are going to happen. But in order to take care of that, College of Education subject, the teachers, training in skills, so many different things. And I'm very, very sure National Council for Teacher Education will come with some kind of paper on national education policy and to be adopted by College of Education. Today we are going to felicitate all B.Ed students and also the M.Ed students. So I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Alan Abreu for taking tremendous pressure of work for getting NCT National Council's clearance for this M.Ed. It's the only course in the state of Goa. It is entirely due to him that we could secure affiliation, we could secure permission from the National Council and the Goa University to start this course. Thank you, Dr. L. So on this momentous occasion, and this is the first exercise in perpetuating the memory of Dr. Dadavaidya, I declare this memorial lecture series open. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for this information about Dr. Dadavaidya, how he worked for the people of Goa, and still in his name, we are being benefited. Thank you so much. Time has come to listen to the maiden lecture, Dr. Dadavaidya Memorial Lecture, which will be delivered by our chief guest on the topic National Education Policy 2020 and School Education in Goa. Before that, let me invite Ms. Akshita Samant, Assistant Professor, to introduce the chief guest.
Good afternoon, one and all. It's a pleasure to introduce today's chief guest and keynote speaker, Honorable Shri Nagraj Honnekari, a multifaceted personality who in his long and storied career of 34 years has donned many hats. A mathematics teacher, head of the school, deputy director of education, state project director of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, and director of education. Presently working as a director of State Council of Educational Research and Training, SEERT, Parvari, Goa. As a state resource person, Sir has participated in various workshops and seminars in and around Goa. He has represented Goa, the state of Goa, at various national and international conferences, workshops, symposiums, and seminars. Sir is a member of Goa Board as well as Executive Council of Goa Board of Secondary and Higher Secondary Examination Alt Parvari. Sir has been working as an executive member of Goa Science Center. He is a co-opted member of Goa Educational Advisory Council, Government of Goa, and a member of Innovation Council of Goa. He is also a member secretary of Task Force Committee of New Education Policy 2020. Sir is a member of Governing Council of Regional Institute of Education, Bhopal, as well as a member of NCERT RMSA Cell, New Delhi. Sir has played a key role in the implementation of Sarva Shikshan Abhiyan, the flagship program of the state of Goa since 2005. Initially in the capacity of Deputy Director and later as State Project Director. Sir is also an avid reader, loves to listen classical music, and enjoys kitchen gardening. Without further ado, I now humbly request our Honorable Chief Guest to address this august gathering. Thank you.
Just to make a mention before Sir delivers his lecture, our students are also online and they can be seen on the interactive panel.
Good evening, everyone. Respected Chairman of Working Committee, Goa Vidya Prasarak Mandals, its institution, Shri Bhaskar Pandeparkar ji, Secretary of this Working Committee, Shri Jayant Mandurkar ji, Principal of GVM's College of Education, Dr. Jojan Matthew, then immediate past principal and my good friend, Dr. Alan Ebru, all faculties of GVM's B.Ed College, heads of the institutions of Goa Vidya Prasarak Mandal, all who are present here, venerable members of the managing committees, teachers from various institutions of Goa Vidya Prasarak Mandal, and the teacher trainees of this college, and also the students who have passed out, who are going to receive their awards for their achievement, and their parents who are present here, and all the members who are present here, physically and also through online mode. I feel, privileged when I have been asked to speak on this lecture series, and that too on national education policy, which we are nurturing every day and night. I feel privileged more because I worked with the visionary of this education of the state, Dr. Dada Vaidya, whose name has been given to the institutions in Kurti for 10 years as a head of the institutions, and that too the institution has started in his own house. So we have more reverence for this great personality who could see the education in Goa, especially the way forward. Because of their dedicated efforts, today we can see numerous and number of children who are studying in these institutions and shaping their life, and thereby they become the positive contributor for this country. Friends, by now you must have glanced new education policy, what it is, how it is going to be implemented, by looking at the you can say the document which is in the public domain. It is not only in English now, it is available in Marathi, Konkani, and all regional languages. If you just go to the Ministry of Education site under NEP and regional languages, all these copies are available, and we also endorse to all institutions so that widely you can circulate to the public. Let them also go through it in their own language so that they can feel the glimpse of what this new education policy is. As a teacher, we all know there are different policies . Different policies which has come in the country, how it has started. Right. Starting from 1948 to 49, University Education Commission. Thereafter, Secondary Education Commission, 1952 to 53. Education Commission, that is 64 to 66, under Kothari Commission, what we call. Then the National Policy on Education, 1968. Then 42nd Constitutional Amendment, where the education was included in a concurrence list, that is 1976. Then the National Policy of Education, that is 1986. And thereafter, the full-fledged National Policy of Education, which we got, is 2020. So in between, in 86, this NP 86 modified in 1992, there the National Curriculum Framework also has come, and there was some program of action in 1992. And 2016 TSR Subramaniam Committee report. This was also on the national education policy, but it was a very comprehensive report. And thereafter, Dr. K. Kasturi Rangan Committee, that what we are calling a new education policy, which is in force. The government accepted this 2020. I will just quickly go through, because national education policy itself is a subject which we can deliberate for 2 to 3 hours. So as per my understanding, Professor Jojan Matthew has told me, you will be given 40 minutes of time. So I said, definitely I will take within that much of time. Otherwise, it will not be possible to go through the all aspects of this new education policy. But we will, scan through, and also I will share this presentation with the principal so that you can go through in detail also. So the vision of this national education policy, as all of us know, this is an education system that contributes to an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education to all. So this is the main focus. So the education should be available for everyone, and the quality of education should not go down. And it should increase year by year, day by day. Then develops a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental rights, duties, constitutional values, bonding with one's country, and a conscious awareness of one's role and responsibility in changing world. You may see this vision in words. It has percolated or translated in action in in other chapters. Okay, so then instill skills. What Mr. Kandeparkar has said, the Dr. Dadavidya had a the great innate quest, we can say, so that the skills are to be developed in the young minds. So for that, now there is a huge scope for the educational institutions. They can put lot of efforts upgrading the skills of the students. Then key principles of national education policy: respect for diversity and local context. This is one of the first area which is given. Though we may follow the national curriculum framework as well as the national curriculum for the state, but there is a lot of scope for contextualizing the need of our state. But it is a process for which the contribution of a teacher is something great. Say tomorrow, if you want to introduce one skill in your school, you need not think about the other skills which are there in other schools, but you can very well frame those skills which are very core of your village, of your town, or that place. So definitely you can take those skills and nurture them and give an opportunity for the students to take it and imbibe these qualities in them. Then there is a lot of scope for community participation, equity and inclusion. It has been spoken about. Then use of technology is one of the core component of this new education policy. Emphasize this conceptual understanding, unique capabilities, critical thinking, creativity, and continuous review. When you say the technology, see, last 2 years, the pandemic, never we thought of this will come, and we were forced to, undergo the different situation. But this situation has taught us many things. The technology has come the forefront. Once upon a time, that means 2 years back, mobile was banned in schools. The students are not supposed to carry. Now it is a teaching aid, teaching learning equipment, and that too, the smartphone is a very, very handy for the students to learn. So the time has changed, and this technology should be an integral part of our teaching learning process. Then universal access to early childcare and education, ECCE. So when it comes to a particular this, I will just give some more, because your institution like GVMs can widely think how you can make your early childhood care education more vibrant. You can make a state of the art facilities which you can create, because today there is no dearth of funds as such. The very moment you nurture the good ideas and into action, the people come together to help in this endeavor. And the new education policy gives lot of scope for the collaboration and the parents' involvement. Many things can be done. Under this universal access, then foundation learning, that is curriculum, 3 to 8 years has been divided into two parts. That is age 3 to 6 ECCE, that is early childcare education, and 6 to 8, that is class 1 and 2 in primary school. Now there are many challenges. Initially it will be co-located, in the sense wherever they are. See, it is not possible in the first or second year everything will set right. Unlike other state, Goa has got many uniqueness in everything, we can say. Our nature is so beautiful, our people are so hostile, and everything you can consider. Similarly, our schools are also unique. So in other states or in a CBSE schools, they have a school means pre-primary to up to 12th. So this is a one unit. But we have pre-primary separate, primary separate, secondary separate. In the secondary also upper primary is included. And then comes to higher secondary. All these things are separate. But now this needs to be integrated. Integrated is not that within 1 or 2 days things will happen. Initially it will be co-located, and the slowly institution like GVMs can think of full-fledged schools for every unit. Like it should be right from pre-primary to up to secondary. So when you think in that direction, there are many challenges. So there are some hurdles also, difficulties are also, but you can overcome because people want that. If I admit a child in a pre-primary school, so my child should come out with secondary complete. Now there is no higher secondary, we are coming to that slide, then we'll just explain to that. So in the pre-primary stage, there will be two. One is, that is 3 to 8 years, and 3 to 6 years, and 6 to 8 years. Here one thing every one of us we have to remember, earlier pre-primary education was not in the scope of Directorate of Education, whereas we used to have a control on it. Each one has to have their own curriculum, their own syllabus, like this. That was because it was not in the ambit of the scope of the school. But now it will be a school. You cannot ask my child can go directly to the first standard. If that is the case, he has to give the entrance test. Okay, it is not possible. He has to complete these 3 years of early childcare education, for which the government has to make a provision everywhere. So that means this school facilities should be available. So now this year, the government has already announced the 3+. Earlier, the nursery students used to admitted in 2.5 years. But now it is 3+ years. So that from this year onwards, you cannot admit your child prior to 3 years. So it is 31st of May. Right now the cutoff date is given 31st of May. The child should complete 3 years, and those students only admitted in the nursery classes. So this has to be taken into consideration by all institutions. The circular has already given to all stakeholders. Now coming to this multifaceted, that is flexible, multi-level, play-based, and the very important thing is these 3 years of schooling, you will find there is totally, it is skill-based education. The child has to learn this for this week. So that way the curriculum will be framed. Right now the work is going on. There are many things which are happening, which we are unable to make it public, because the work is going on side by side. So many meetings are happening. So this ECC curriculum, we are adapting this NCERT curriculum, though the 2020 NPE based curriculum will come subsequently, but we are adapting in such a way which is, it is complacent to NPE 2020. So this entire curriculum will be play based. So the child has to learn these skills. And these skills, how they will, and they will be tested through rubrics, not by paper and pencil exam. Okay, so this training will start now. I will come to that slide. Then you will come to know which training for whom. Okay, so this is in nutshell about the ECC. Then comes ensuring the universal access to education at all levels, multiple pathways, build schools, learning outcomes is an emphasis given at all stages. See, as a student of B.Ed and M.Ed, the teaching methodology, the first only we start with objectives. Now slowly we are moving from objectives to learning outcomes. See what the child is going to learn. So though it was an objective, now it is translated into learning outcome. For every chapter, there will be a learning outcome, and one has to satisfy that the child has learned this. Bring back dropouts. Dropout means the students who have gone out, especially in these 2 years of pandemic. So quite a good number of students have, it is on the roll, their name is there, but actually they are not there. So now we have to bring back those children back to the school. See, the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan 2001, it was started. In the state, we have started in 2005. And thereafter, the amount of work which was done to bring back the students, it was enormous. And especially in Goa, we were having hardly 185, 200 students who are out of school. But now it will be a mismatch because of this pandemic situation. Now this is the time to bring the students back, and there are multiple entries which are available. Suppose the students are not able to come to regular school, they will be enrolled to the parallel schools which are this National Institute of Open Schooling. Okay. So though now the fees and all which are high, so that will be rationalized, and such students, it will be minimized also. All these changes are going to happen. Then peer tutoring, then alternative centers to ensure access and opportunity to all children. So this will be the key message on new education policy. So what are the expected outcomes of new education policy? These are the broad outcomes of new education policy. That is universalization of access. It starts from ECC, that is the pre-primary to secondary level. Now there is no higher secondary term. We call it as a secondary. In the next slide, you will come to know. Ensure equity and inclusion. Even there is no much encouragement for the special schools separately. It should be inclusion. It should be inclusive schools. And there is a lot of scope which is given for inclusion. Bring back, see, there is an estimate and there is a survey, nearly 2 crores out of school children are there, right from pre-primary to higher secondary level. So in Goa, we are lucky enough and we are very fortunate enough. Our parents are more conscious about their children's education. Everyone wants to complete at least up to 12th. There are few dropouts. Sometimes what happens, they take from after 10th standard, they go some other courses. So on the roll, it is appears as, as if they are not in the mainstream. So that shows as if they are out of the school. But this gap has to be narrowed down. Then to attain the sustainable development goals, one of the, the goal under the sustainable development goals of the country and the international level is retaining all children in school until completion of secondary education. So here your role comes. So that means if you give an opportunity for a child to complete the education in the vicinity, see, there are facilities which are available. You just ask anyone who have completed their education during Portuguese era, and each one can tell a story of their own, how difficult it was for, completing a graduation. Even SSC was also a very big, task, but still many people, have been educated and they have come out of it. And in this August gathering also quite a good number of people are there who have studied during Portuguese era. Now this is the time where this new education gives a lot of scope for children. That means every child must study. So if you keep that focus in mind, no student will be out of the school up to the grade 12th. Coming to the next goal is improve quality and achievement of learning outcomes. That is foundation literacy and numeracy. A lot of things have been spoken about this foundation literacy and numeracy. What it means, the child should be in a position to acquire certain skills in literacy and numeracy. Means reading, writing, and mathematical skills. This minimum is expected from this child, and everybody has to ensure that. For that, there is a scope. See, when the child is coming to first standard and second standard, they say that 3 months, there should not be any formal curriculum. It should be a playway methods only. You can recap whatever they have studied, and then everything should be in such a way so that the child should learn and get adjusted with the school environment. So these are the beautiful concepts which, it is child-centered. And when it comes to reality, you will come to know really this policy has got its own fragrance. Coming to the next, focus on 21st century skills that in teaching, learning, and assessment. As you all know, the technology is, plays a prominent role in your teaching learning method. Today, if you say that I don't know how to operate LCD projector, how to operate the computers, and how to connect online. So if you say that, so you are, in the separate bracket. So you should not. Every one of us, we should equip ourselves, and this is an integral part of our teaching learning process. And see, now this pandemic teachings will be a lifetime teaching. Now today, what we are using this online teaching, which you can very well make use of it even after the pandemic. Not that replacing the teacher. Teachers will be there. There are many occasions where the teachers have to connect with the students. In the normal case, how you used to do? So we used to call extra class, extra this and all. Instead of that, now you can connect remotely wherever they are, and whatever you want to communicate, you can communicate with the children. Now, it is very surprisingly quite a good number of private institutions at the pre-primary school also, they are doing this online classes along with the parents. So this is the need of the hour. The change is inevitable. Then we have to adapt. But it doesn't mean that we can neglect our regular face-to-face teaching that has got its own value. Coming to the next aspect. So this is one of the major shift in the new education policy. See, earlier, our structure of education was called 10+2. That is 10 years of schooling, first standard to 10th standard, and then +2, that is 11th and 12th. All over India, the country used to follow this 10+2 pattern. So now the pattern has been slightly changed. It starts with 5 years foundation stage. So now if you want to say what is the structure of new education policy education, that is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. 5 is foundation, and the 3 years, it is the middle. Then, the 3 years preparatory, 3 years preparatory, 5 years foundation, 3 years middle, and 4 years secondary. There is no higher secondary stage as such. So, the 5 plus, 3 plus, 3 plus 4. If anybody asks you, my child, at what age I have to send my child to school? Now you have to say 3 plus. So 3 plus is the entry stage. So at this stage, the child has to go to school. 5 years, the child will be prepared for school. It is not that 5 years, everything will be taught and the same thing will be learned again in first and second standard or third and fourth standard. So this mistake will not happen henceforth. But right now what is happening is, in the KG standard also, whatever is taught in first standard, the same curriculum is taught in KGs. But this repetition will not happen and this will be slowly phased out. And the curriculum, and it is mandatory. It is not for private school separate, and under the Right to Education Act, now the Supreme Court has given a judgment. All schools, government, aided and private schools should follow the curriculum which is introduced by the state academic authority. The state academic authority in the state of Goa is SCRT, that is State Council of Education, Research and Training. Similarly, in the national, it is NCERT. So these are the two bodies. Every state has got an SCRT, and in the country there is only NCERT. CBSE schools, affiliated schools, they will follow the NCERT, the guidelines. So similarly, the state, recognized schools, so all should follow the state curriculum. So now the work has already begun. We have constituted the 4 major groups. Even some of your teacher educators are involved in this. It's a big task. The work has already started, and definitely within a year or two, the things will be more clearer. And it is not something like everything will be done thereafter we start. No, it will start one by one, stage by stage. Okay. So even the change in the curriculum or a textbook, it will not change all of a sudden every classes. It will start from the pre-primary or from the foundation stage or from some other stage. So the first year will change and thereafter the rest of the things will follow. Okay. So this is a structure. Please try to remember, because especially the students of B.Ed, M.Ed, okay, it is very, very essential. What is the future? And one of the question definitely will ask in your interview. Okay, what is the, the structure of new education policy? So now you cannot say the 10 plus 2. It is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, 5 years foundation stage. 3 is the preparatory stage, that is primary stage, and the 3 years of middle and the 4 years of secondary. So this is the structure of. Then comes ECC framework. I will not go through much about. I have already talked about. So what should be the focus on ECC? Developing the curiosity, logical thinking and problem solving, arts and craft, music, relationship with nature, color, shapes, alphabets and numbers, teamwork and collaboration, play-based, discovery-based learning, ethics, self-identity, etiquette, behavior, and emotional development. All these things are involved in the ECC curriculum. Then attainment of foundation literacy and numeracy by grade 3 in mission mode. So here the focus is given because the survey says the students who are coming up to the 3rd standard, they are not in a position to that grade. That means they are not equivalent to that grade. They come straight. So without writing skill, without reading skill, so students have reached to that level. Now the lot of emphasis has been given. So the teachers, there are a lot of scope. You can create your learning resources and make use of it. It is not necessarily that in the textbook something will be given and the same thing will be taught. Textbook will be just to give the framework. This is the things, the core competencies will be explained in the textbooks. And thereafter, everything should be developed by the teachers by taking this as the base and the activities. Okay. So this attainment of foundation literacy and numeracy by grade 3 in mission mode. For this, national mission for foundation literacy and numeracy has been established already. See, this government of India is in a fast track. They just announce, and then within a week's time, so then the the institution comes up. That is all possible because of the leadership and also the vision. If you want to implement this, the NEP 2020 in true spirit, everything should fall in place in an equal speed. Because if you just think, okay, we will see after that what will happen, so then by that time you will lose so many things. Next. Then curriculum. It is spoken about reduction in curriculum. Today, if you see in the textbook, many times the teachers, they feel this much of information is not required. Most of the time it is dumped. So now this curriculum has to be streamlined. Of course, definitely there is a scope for our state also. And it is by and large, we will follow mathematics and science, national curriculum. Rest of the subject, we will start developing our own. Because history, we have enough history, and other things, social sciences, languages, these subjects very well we can develop, and this work will also start simultaneously. So core essential, critical thinking, interactive classes, experiential learning, all these things are to be embedded. And in the curriculum now, there is no differentiation between curricular, co-curricular, extracurricular. Earlier, those differentiation was there. So now everything is curricular. In that, you have to synchronize. How you can bring physical education in science? That is very well possible. Suppose the health topic is introduced. So there, the physical exercise and all other things which you can graded, manner, very well it can be introduced. The physical education by itself, a separate, branch or a subject, it can be developed. Art education and different, co-curricular activities can be embedded in the curriculum. Then focus on learning outcomes, competencies, and subject integration. So this is a broad purview, and which is given competency-based education. Then no silos among the subjects and learning. This many of our subject teachers may be interested. Like no hard separation between curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular, academic and vocational, science and humanities, sports, arts, and academics. Especially in higher secondary right now, we have arts, commerce, then science and vocational. Now these silos will be removed. Only subjects will be there. You want whichever the subject, but it is very essential in a secondary stage itself. You have to think, what are my temperaments? How I can, meet this challenge? Because no admission will be based on either SSC or a 12th certificate. It is only competency based. So then you will come to know what is the importance of board certificate. Board certificate is just to say that you have completed, that's all. If you want get an admission anywhere, any place, even the job. Now also it has started. LDC, the post also, it is totally on this, test. All this, government jobs, it is based on only test. Now, if you see the gazetted post, so there is a computer-based test. So that is why the passing percentage is 2%, 3%. If 10 people appear or 100 people appear, hardly there will be 10 students or 5 students they qualify. That is because they have not adapted these skills. Now it is very, very essential. From 9th standard onwards, the student should be focused which direction. It is not that, afterwards I will think what I want to do. If you want, you can keep it open. There is no problem. So if you want change also, that is possible. All these things are possible, but you should have a clarity in mind. What is my temperament? Where I want to pursue my higher education? What should be the career? All these things should be in the mind, and accordingly the scope and the facility should be created. Here is a big challenge for management, because you need to upgrade. See, when you say secondary, it is 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Right now, of course, GVMs will not have any problem because you have arts, science, commerce, vocational. All this. Suppose you want to upgrade another institution. There you need to create all this infrastructure in that place. Of course, definitely the government will come in a big way to support the all aided institutions, because it is the initial stage. But for that, your readiness should be there and open-mindedness should be there. If you don't take this opportunity, then afterwards you will never get. Okay, so you have to have internal discussions on these particular topics. For example, see, subject will be given by the state. Let us say Goa board or a CRT will suggest these are the subject, pool of subject. Now, which subject that we can nurture, and it's very important for our context. So when you think about it, so these are the pool of subject which you can. When you consider a language, okay, the language, 3 language formula will be there. Apart from this, are we open for other languages which the child want to learn? So for that, there is a scope, and very well we can make our institution as a unique institution by offering so many courses. So these are the, the changes which are going to come, and for which we should have an openness. One thing is very, very clear, even the government has declared and then told many times, teachers should not worry about what will happen if this comes. All teacher services will be engaged in one or the other way, because the sky is the limit. Okay, your services are very much required. Not only that, in a manifold, we need the services of the teachers. But the entry of the teaching profession will not be like today's present scenario. It will change when it comes to teacher education. I will just reflect upon. Mental and physical health well-being, this is also a part of it. Periodical checkup, that is the health checkups, reduce school weight, school bags, okay, weight of the school bag. Then mandatory skills, that is the health and wellness, hiring counselors in school complexes, and focus on children with disability, inclusive and caring culture at school. Then innovative pedagogy, transforming teaching learning process. In this integrated pedagogy, experiential learning, equal weightage, bagless days. This is one of the beautiful concepts which has brought in the new education policy. In a year, there will be 10 days bagless day. We never seen in our lifetime such an environment without a bag, without the school bag and the books. We are going to school and you are going to learn. So there will be a separate curriculum for these 10 days. And this need not be a tailor-made. It will be contextualized. Okay, yeah, it is not that one size fit to all. The Almeida can think differently, the 10 days bagless day. MIVK can think totally different. So this your bagless days. How you want to do, but broad outline will be given. What are the things which you are? See, there will be an outing for the student. Student can visit to craftsmen. Student can invite, school can invite different craftsmen to your institution. For example, in Goa, Ganesh Chaturthi is celebrated in a very big way. Every house, Hindu house, will have an worship of Lord Ganesh. Now today the demand of Ganesh idol is so much, local artisan cannot produce that much. from Savantwadi and other places. Now the plaster of Paris is banned. Otherwise, the people used to make the dye and then bring so many idols. Now the same skill, if the students also learn, how it will be. Just think about it. They can create their own idol and the reverence, and this will be more because this can be taught. Now the pottery has come to an extinct in Goa. Otherwise, once upon a time, we had a very rich culture. Masonry. You see the Goan houses, the old houses, tiled roofed houses, they are unique in the country. Even a cockroach cannot go inside from the top because that pack is such, and they do. And now today, not a single mason is available who can construct an house according to the the previous our structure. Now it is only a monument. Now these things have to be brought back, and these 10 days you have to nurture the minds of the young ones. That's all. Here there is nothing. You have to trigger the minds of the young ones. Afterwards, whatever they want to do it, they can take it. For example, carpentry. Will the child, son of a carpenter wants to take this carpentry forward? Today's world, definitely what he will think is, it will not feed my needs. Because once upon a time, it was a tradition. Now there's so much of competition, so that furnitures and all, everything will come from outside, and then the local artisans really, they are feeling very insecure. Now slowly when we inbuilt, now that culture will come back, and the people will flourish. Now especially those agriculture, even 1 or 2 years back, all of us, we used to say many of our children are not venturing into agriculture. During the pandemic, how many people have ventured into agriculture? They have started the horticulture, they have started nursery farming, so many things they have started, and they have become a positive contributor, not only for the family, for the society. So these things are to be brought back in the curriculum, and there is a scope. Scope is given with vision. It is not that 10 days you just enjoy. Okay. So these are the certain thoughts which are enshrined in the National Education Policy. Then the textbook with the local content and flavor, which I already told. India's future and India's leadership role in upcoming fields. Yes, computational thinking, mathematical thinking and problem solving. So including contemporary subjects in schools. So these are the, we have already started working on it. For your reference, please go through the ICT curriculum which we have introduced right now for 6th standard. You will really enjoy, because the Scratch program, coding, all these things are included in the ICT curriculum of 6th standard. Especially the teacher educators and the teacher trainees, please go through this ICT curriculum. It is well thought. It is exactly, we have included this National Education Policy, the aspirations in the curriculum. And now the children are so happy. Now recently, just to know about whether the children are liking the curriculum or not, we have announced one competition. 3,000 entries have come within 2 days. 3,000. Our project managing unit, they were thinking, sir, it will be something like 200, 300 entries in the physical mode. So because it is an online mode, now the 3,000 students have directly entered for this competition. So that itself shows children, they want. This change needs. And this is very, very essential. See, ICT curriculum doesn't mean that only computer. It has to develop the computational thinking and mathematical thinking and problem solving. So these are to be focused in our curriculum. So that's why what we are doing is slowly, one after the other. We did that ICT curriculum first because the children, they like it very much. Then slowly it will go with the other subject. Then knowledge of India. Say India has got a rich knowledge in various fields. So that we have to incorporate in our curriculum. Then coming to examinations in grade 1 to 8, key stage assessment, that is 3rd, 5th and 8th. So these assessment will be a state level and the national level. How? By way of National Achievement Survey. Though and no examination will be pass or fail. You have to only say whether the child knows or he doesn't. Okay, because it is based on the rubrics, especially the lower classes, it is based on the rubrics. So he knows better, he can do exceptionally well. So like this, his qualities are described, not that pass or fail. Okay, so examination reforms from 1 to 8, it will be a key stage will be 3rd, 5th and 8th. Now this year as the baseline, now November 12th, this achievement survey is going to happen for class 3, 5 and 8. And for this, last time also we have engaged all teacher educators and the students of B.Ed and DLED institution. This year also we will include them for this test, because these tests are to be administered to the students physically. And you have to get the responses and then mark in the OMR sheets. And these OMR sheets, whatever your responses which comes, so that will be analyzed and then they will give the report of the state. So last year, this was the report, 3 years back, 2 years back, this National Achievement Survey which was conducted. See, the threat which we are foresee is our mathematical abilities. As we go higher, it is declining. That means 3rd standard, they were 50% or 54%. Then 5th standard, it has come down. 8th standard still, when they go to 10th standard, something like 32%. So that itself shows progressively they are reducing their achievement. That means there is a need to focus on this. These achievement tests will tell the teacher where our focus should be. Computational thinking, mathematical ability, unless and until you develop these skills, it is not possible, the child will not learn that particular subject. And many times we are now considering that mathematics is a subject. Actually, it is a discipline of the mind. So where the student who learns mathematics, say as the definition itself say, the systematic study of knowledge is a science. Mathematics is a pure science. And when you have to study systematically, so then naturally this systematic approach should be a part of my personality. This should bring the closeness with the subject. It is not that how much marks he has scored in 10th standard, how much marks he has scored. So these marks will be only indication of his academic growth. But everywhere there is competency based test and the child has to answer this. Okay, achievement of critical learning outcomes, moving away from rote learning. So there is a serious thinking on this. The board examination it will be at two different phases. One is totally objectives, that is in the first term. Second is a descriptive. Now you see it is a blend. Totally objective means the child has to study that particular subject, and in the same way, so that outside the exams will be conducted. So a lot of reforms are going to happen, especially as in terms of 9 to 12. Okay, so the board exam will be made easier in the sense not making question paper lower or this, but the question paper will be of the standard. But made easier means the students, whenever they want, they can take this exam. Okay, so that type of thought is also included in this. Teachers to be prepared for a transformation in the assessment system by 22-23 academic session. Each school board shall ensure equivalence of academic standards in learners' attainments, standard norms, guidelines for school boards through PARAK, that is the national board, national center, which will be. Then transforming the culture of assessment, the continuous tracking. Say there will be a continuous tracking of a student how you are doing in the continuous comprehensive evaluation, it will be like a 360-degree of progress report. Progress report never say that he has scored this much. What is his achievement? What is his progress? What he is good at? So these things will be brought in his achievement. Holistic progress card, that's what just I mentioned it. That is a 360-degree of multi-dimensional report. Then multilingualism, the power of language. So the national education policy envisages the primary education, that is the 5 years foundation, should be in mother tongue. Okay, and it is up to grade 5, at least up to grade 5, if possible grade 8, it should be in their home language, the mother tongue. So 3 language formula can be, it will continue, or it has to be decided by the state. All classical languages will be widely available in schools as option. What do you mean by classical languages? The child who has come from the Nepal, is a Nepali language is there. So now the child is unable to learn this language, in our school, but we should give this scope for a child. So how you will connect? You will connect online to this particular child to the Nepal school. There will be an understanding between the different states. Okay, these languages, if you want, say the Goa is a tourism destination, whereas number of students who are coming from different states, where these children wants to come and study, and one language they have to study of their own. So we should give a scope for that. So the policy gives a wide scope for it. Then school complexes and clusters. Here, see, when you say secondary, it will not be possible for every secondary school which is having a pool of subject of 60, 70. So it is next to impossible. So in that case, there will be a cluster of schools. In one cluster, there will be 10, 12 secondary schools, some senior secondary, that is higher secondary schools, some are integrated schools. All these will be considered as one cluster. Within that cluster, so these all opportunities are created and it is provided. It is cluster based. For example, to teach French, you can't afford to give one teacher per school, because the number of students are only 5 or 10. Suppose in every school there are 5 or 10 in 10 schools, so the full-fledged workload which is available for that particular teacher, and the teacher can make very well the provision for the child to learn. Okay, so these provisions are made in the languages. Then standards setting and accreditation. See, similarly in the higher education right now, the UGC is accrediting the colleges. Similarly, now these standards will be set for school, and every school will be standardized, and there will be an accreditation. So, and these accreditation as per the national standards, and the state also should have their own standards. With that, we are going to create an authority, that is the standard setting and accreditation. Coming to teacher education quickly, I think your principal and other people must have given some glimpse of it. Okay, now the teacher education right now is, after degree, you are doing 2 years graduation, that is B.Ed, and M.Ed, I think that is also for 2 years. That is also for 2 years. So this is the present scenario in the this teacher education. Plus, in the state of Goa, we also have the integrated colleges. After 12th, you can have a 4 years degree. You pass out with the degree with education. So that is BA Ed, BSc Ed, and like this. So now there are 3-tier system which is created under this teacher education. One is 4-year integrated B.Ed. Now this will be ultimate for all types of, all levels if you want to become a teacher. That means tomorrow you become a pre-primary teacher, this 4 years integrated course is required. If you want to become foundation level teacher, middle level teacher, secondary level teacher, even to higher secondary level teacher. So that means 4 years integrated course is required. So this is one major change is going to happen. So it is by 2030. By that time, some of you may get job. So your term is over. Okay, but the future, the students who are going to come, so they have to, undergo this. Then there is also opening which is given, because already there are so many graduates. You cannot just say that, the new education policy has curbed the aspiration to become a teacher. So that is why there is one more opening, which is the 2 years B.Ed for applicants with an existing bachelor degrees in other specialized subjects. What do you mean by other specialized subject? Tomorrow, vocational subject, mechanical engineering, which you start. Let us consider, it is hypothecation. Okay, mechanical engineering. To whom you will appoint? A science graduate? No. You have to appoint an engineer. He has not done B.Ed. Teaching methods are not there for those people. So there are 2 years B.Ed. Okay, say art education. The teacher come with only BFA. So he has to undergo this 2 years training. So like that, so the scope is given for the 2 years for degrees in other specialized subjects, vocational subjects. Vocational subject, there is no B.Ed. So now this 2 years B.Ed course will be there. Then 1 year B.Ed course to whom? For those who have completed the equivalent 4-year multidisciplinary bachelor degrees or have obtained the master degrees in a specialty. What do you mean? Now, under new education policy, how the school education has changed, similarly, higher education is also going to change. There are 2 task force committees which have been constituted. They are also working independently, and we are also working independently. And thereafter, they will come together and also discuss, each other, how things will go as per the state's need. Multidisciplinary means, see the 4 years, now this, what you are calling at BA, BSc, BCom. So these structure will not be there. It is multidisciplinary, degree courses. 3 years, it is something like this. 1 year, if you complete and leave, then you will get certificate. It is called certificate course, like your ITI courses. Okay. If you complete 2 years, you will get diploma. If you complete 3 years, you will get degree. If you complete 4 years, you will get masters. So these are things which are there in the foreign countries. I think mostly they have just, taken those concepts in the Indian context. It is very good because no student will feel, I have done something, nothing. For example, today you just see one student who has admitted in the college in a BSc. Because of the family problem in BSc 2, he left. Now, how he can continue his education? And he will never get a degree. And once he leaves, and thereafter to continue also, it is very difficult. But now it is not like that. If he leaves by, BSc 2, then he will get a diploma in so and so. So that everything will be defined. So University Grant Commission is also working, NCT is also working, everybody is on toes because new education policy has put the entire machinery in the moving train, I can say. Okay, so then everybody has to work. Otherwise, the people will get that opportunity, lose that opportunity. So this is the broad, the teacher education institutions. Then minimum degree qualification for teacher that includes the student teaching in local schools by 2030. They have given a lot of scope for this. Suppose you are studying, you are, from a Sattari village. Okay. While giving preferences, students from that locality should be given the preferences. So it is for job purpose. Job purpose. Many things which they are good part of it, because many times what happens, people who are taking job at Sattari, they consider this is the punishment. Suppose the boy or a girl who is from that place, he or she gets a job, she will consider that it is a pride. I am in my hometown. I can do wonders. So that is the concept. And there are many things which have been, told about the teachers, recruitment and all, improving the teacher education. So there will be a comprehensive national curriculum framework which is going to prepare by NCT and which will come. Then all teacher education programs to be conducted within the composite multidisciplinary institution. This is the one shift which is going to come, whereas the management and the B.Ed colleges should keep in mind. So in 2030 onwards, your college is not called the GVM's College of Education. It will be a college of multidisciplinary faculty education. Like it will provide the science, arts, commerce, vocational, and education. So that way, it will be a multidisciplinary college, and there is no standalone colleges of B.Ed or a DLED. DLED is not it will not exist only. Okay, so the DLED institutions will not exist after 2030. Now the 2030 Paryanta, these are the transition period, and up to that much, so there will be a lot of, the present system will continue and the batches will also continue. But you should always think this in mind. So this change is going to happen. What should be the infrastructure, how our college will be, and what are the, other infrastructure we have to add to this. So this has to be deliberated upon. Teacher recruitment and deployment. So empowering teachers. There are certain things which I just told you. Today, to become a teacher, sometimes by choice, sometimes by default. In the sense, I didn't get anywhere. Why to waste my time? I will do my B.Ed or a D.Ed. Then if I get a job, I will continue. It is just by default. So like that, there are 50% by default, 50% by choice. But hereafter, this will not happen, because you have to take right from 12th standard onwards. 4 years integrated course. If you want to become a teacher, so then you take it right from the beginning. So then only you will be a real teacher after 4 years complete. Then this is one thing. Thereafter, teacher eligibility test is a minimum qualification along with your degree. So this teacher eligibility test right now, it is up to 8th standard. That is teachers who are eligible to become eligible to become teacher. That is up to middle stage. Now the teacher eligibility test is compulsory. So now it will be extended from pre-primary to secondary. For all it is compulsory. So that is teacher eligibility test they have to pass. And for that 60% is passing. That means the quality of education will not come down at any cost. Those who are not interested, he will not venture into teaching job. Those who are only really interested, and there will be a lot of scope for the the students who are high caliber, who will choose as a teaching as a profession, like any other profession. Okay, so school leadership, focus on socio-economical disadvantage, that is fine. Then ensuring equity, gender, supporting children, integrated vocational education at all levels. Yes, this is one thing which I just want to quickly touch upon. From 6th standard onwards, vocational subject will be introduced. From 6th standard onwards. So how it will be introduced, you will come to know. It will be in integrated way, or it will be in a supportive, or how they are going to study. So this concept, which is very essential, because the survey says in Japan, 90% of the students has got at least 1 or 2 skills in their lifetime. But in the same way, if you consider the in the country like India, so it is other way around. So now the time has come. At least the student, when he pass out with the 12th standard, he acquired 1 or 2 skills. So that is why certain skills will be made mandatory right from 6th standard onwards. Then setting up PARAK. PARAK is the National Center for Performance, Assessment, Review and Analysis of Knowledge for Holistic Development, that is PARAK. Then support for gifted students. See, there are many challenging, the students who are gifted students. And these students are to be supported, and there will be lot of scope in the new education policy, how we can take to them next level. Then online and digital education, and to upgrade the teacher skill. See, now that we have already started. So now you must have, some of you must have heard about NISTA training program. I think the head of the institutions and the teachers, they know. So there are three category of training program. It is a continuous teachers, professional development training program. As per NEP, every year the teacher should undergo 50 hours of continuous professional development program. And this will be blended mode. Some will be in the online mode. Online mode means just like NISTA. So here there is no person who is standing there. It is, computer driven program and beautiful program. And those who have completed, they really know how important it is. So NISTA 1.0. So 1.0 is for it is for elementary teachers. NISTA 1.0 is for elementary. That means class 1st to 8th standard. And NISTA 2.0, it is for secondary teachers. Secondary teachers, it is already rolled out. Okay, the secondary teachers have registered and they have started this training program. Every month there will be 3 modules, and 3 modules they have to go through it, and they have to give a test, and 70% is passing. Not passing, qualifying. You know the reason? You can understand somebody is doing mistake, but not the teacher. If the teacher does some mistake, so then the generation will be spoiled. So that is why the qualifying marks which is given is 70%. If you could not cope up, go back, learn, and then come back. So then only you will be qualified. So now this is NISTA 2.0. Then comes NISTA 3.0. It is on yesterday or day before yesterday, Honorable CM has already launched this. From 1st of October, it will come, and you can tell your all teachers who are teaching in pre-primary schools and primary schools, they can undergo this training. So this is a generic training. So there will be 12 modules. Every month there will be 2 or 3 modules which they have to complete, then go to the next. And every module when you complete and you gain 70%, that certificate will be generated, the system itself, so that you can download it. We are also giving credit to these certificates for your other purpose also, the discussion which is going on. And there are multiple courses which are available in the Swayam, NCRT, CIT. This teachers want to upgrade their computer skill. So there will be lot of scope for this certificate course. They can do it. Adult education, lifelong learning. So this is fine. Timeline for implementation of ECE and new assessment pattern. These are the timelines which are given to the state. We are working accordingly. So by this time, this thing should happen. Okay. So now if you see 21, 22, we have to initialize class 9, 10th, 11th, 12th, like this. Work is going on. Timelines for implementation of NEP 2020. Then new features, preparation of schooling and elementary schooling level, school infrastructure and resources, holistic development of student, then inclusivity, assessment, curriculum, framework, teacher recruitment and teacher education, role of government and the government bodies. Here, there is a major shift in this. So the policy clearly says, henceforth, Directorate of Education will focus on administration. SCRT will focus on academics. There will be one more body, the school standard, the State School Standard Authority. It is called SSSA. Okay, so this authority will fix the standards, how this now UGC and all this, and the achievement test and all those things will be taken by this. There will be 3 regulatory bodies in the state as well as in the country, so that it will regulate everything. Okay, coming to the next. Now I have most of the things which I told in my presentation. At present, what we are doing and where we have reached. So task force committees have been constituted, 2 task force committees there. One is school education as well as higher education. Several meetings have been taken place and we have a deadline by December. The report will be submitted. We have already submitted the interim report. Now the full-fledged report will be submitted to the government. Thereafter, the Directorate of Education has to work on the modalities, how it will be implemented in the state. Then yes, the circular has already been issued. Then the Diksha training has already started. So now this is one word you can hear very often, Diksha. This is digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing. There are a lot of resources for teacher educators also and teacher education also. So you can go through this website and take this knowledge, because this knowledge is available and it is made as such a, see, this is the Guinness World Record, such a huge platform, and nearly 3 crore, what is that, WhatsApp, this, and nothing will match with this, because so far nobody has crossed this limit. And more than 3.4 hits are there. That is the students who are referring to this particular platform, Diksha, digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing. Teachers are using it. Teachers are doing this, all their training program through Diksha portal. Okay. And it is the major, you can say, the gift of the country, which they have made it, so that all, you will be surprised. So tomorrow you want to see what is the curriculum of Andhra Pradesh. You can just open the site and you can go through the curriculum. There are course material, everything is available in one platform. And this type of thing you will not get. There is a national repository, the huge repository which is available for the teachers. You can make use of it. Okay, then the teacher eligibility test. I think you must have already heard and read in the paper. So 3-4 days back only, the SCRT has announced this date. 21st of November, the first teacher eligibility test is we are going to conduct. All the teacher trainees, who are in the second year, you can appear for this, because this will give you an exposure for it. This also, this in the first attempt only you clear, nothing like that, because this is a lifetime certificate. You need not appear again. Once you clear, that's all. It is just like a net set. Okay, please do it. And when you do it, you will come to know, yes, we have, earned this credit to become a teacher. It is not by, by default. It is by choice, right? Then ICT curriculum has been revised. That is done. The computer teachers have been trained. All computer teachers have been trained in the Goa Engineering College. Then the government has constituted 2 separate task forces that I just told. So that's all. I think that is the end of it. This is my full presentation. I could not give more, full justice to this topic, because this topic itself is very heavy. It requires, as I told you, nearly 3 hours to go through different this. Now, before I conclude, I want to do one small activity, and all of you just please participate. Okay, so that will be a message for you. So how you can take your institution forward. Okay. All of you, please be free from any encumbrances, mobile, everything which is there. 2 hands should be free. I hope you can do that. Okay. Even the kerchief and all those things, you can just keep here and there. Your hands, you have to be very free. I will give some commands. You have to just follow. Not too many commands, only one command. All of you, raise your hands. Very good. Raise still more. Thank you. Now tell me, first time you raised your hands, how much? Just like that. Whether it was your full potency? No. You go to 3rd standard or a 2nd standard class and ask them to raise your hand. How many of you know? Have you seen this hand? How many of you know? Yeah. What is your name? So, see, this is the hand. That means the child express its potency with the fullest. As you grow, it goes like this. Okay, now what we need to do is stretch straight. That is what NEP is going to give you the direction. Don't worry, the change is inevitable. So many things will change, and now what will happen? Nothing will happen. We will be more responsible. We will be more informed, and we will be more techno savvy. And only you have to stretch little more. That is straight. With this, I think we can achieve a great heights. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity for reflecting on new education policy. I was just taking meetings. I never come to the public platform. This is the first one. Henceforth, we have to do many things. Yes, Vallabh Verekar sir wants to ask some question. Yes. TT. Correct. 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 No, the thing is, these are NCTE regulations. We cannot change these regulations because we have to take as it is. Now, no, right now, pre-primary, whatever the course which they have given under NCTE guidelines, so that is valid. See, suppose you have a certificate course, okay, that they may not consider for this particular TET examination. Now they have to think, because this is the first examination which we are conducting as per the NCTE guidelines, and we will just think on it. Yeah. Please, you can even write to us also. We can take it up to the higher authorities. Okay, the Goa has got this type of situation also. Whether we can give in scope for this. Okay. Yes.
Sir, the circular which says that we have to answer GTET. Some of the students over here, teacher trainees, already teachers, they have already cleared CTET, the Central Teacher Eligibility Test. So is it compulsory for us to answer?
You need not.
Okay. Thank you.
See, for this minimum qualification, either CTET or GTET. Now this opportunity was not there. The government has, because this is a big process to conduct this examination. Nearly we are expecting 3,000 students. First we have to prepare and online arrangements, and then the examination. Those who have cleared, you need not worry about this CTET. So that CTET is more than it is just like the college section, the SET and NET. One who has cleared the NET examination need not clear the SET. Okay, you can cherish. And the rest of the students, whether you are going to become a teacher, primary or a secondary teachers, don't worry about it. Please appear. I will tell you that effect will come afterwards, because once you appear for this type of test, so then your innate ability of answering these questions will come. And this will help you in future, because as I told you, henceforth, no admission, no job without competency-based test. You have to appear this test and then you can get into. So that is the end of it. I hope more or less the questions are, any more questions are there, you can write to me under SERT website, this email ID. It's very simple, sertgoa@gmail.com, and we can definitely answer your queries, and you can call also. We can definitely help, because we are the government servants and we are there to serve the people. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity for reflecting also. It will revise my whatever we have gathered information, and then it has to be percolated, and then there will be many deliberation which will take place in future with the managements, with the teaching community, with the subject group, and all these things will happen. And once the broad framework is ready, so then we will venture into the field. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I request dignitaries to kindly take their seats on the dais. Sir Nagraj Honnekari has really enlightened us on National Education Policy 2020, and I'm sure all of us have got detailed information about this policy. Thank you so much, sir. Now we are going to have a felicitation program. Before that, I would like to inform all the dignitaries who are present here. A student of MED department, Rupesh Kharat, was a bright student at B.Ed level also and at MED level also. We lost him. He was suffering from blood cancer. I request the gathering to kindly stand for 1 minute silence to observe 1 minute silence to pay respect to departed soul. Thank you very much. Kindly sit. Due to pandemic, we could not have felicitation of our meritorious students of the previous year. Today, we decided to have the felicitation of both the batches. Before that, let me invite Professor Alan Abreu to say a few words of his experience.
Good evening. Chief guest of today's function and keynote speaker, Shri Nagraj Honnekari, Director, SEART, Shri Bhaskar Kanniparkar, Chairman of Working Committee of Govid Prasarak Mandal, Shri Jayant Mandurkar, Secretary of GVM's Working Committee, my good friend and currently the Principal, Professor Jochen Matthew of GVM's Dr. Dada Vaidya College of Education. All the teachers of the B.Ed College, all the heads of the other institution. I don't know if Dilip Bab Desai is there. And the students and all those who shall be felicitated this evening. A very warm welcome to all of you. My hearty congratulations to all the students who, meritorious students. Not only I would call them stars, but at GVMs, we make them superstars. And I can see Rutuja, the first ranker, is laughing at me because I would go one step further. They're all mega stars. So congratulations to the students. Congratulations to our teachers, both at the B.Ed and at the M.Ed level. Because I know the quality of our teachers and they've done an excellent job in producing 95 distinctions in the last academic year. Thanks to our management also for always being so supportive. I'm here to share with you some thoughts on these scholarships and the way we look at competition rather than collaboration. A story is told of the rabbit and the tortoise. And they both challenged each other to a race. And the hare laughed at the tortoise. He said, "This is impossible. You will never defeat me." So when the appointed day, the whistle blew, the hare went to sleep. He thought he was just a couple of meters away from the finish line. So he said, "Let me nap. By the time the tortoise catches up, I'll already finish the race." And as you would have it, the tortoise won that race. So the hare felt very bad. He said, "No, I have to challenge you to another race." And indeed, he had a second race. And this time he didn't sleep. He finished the race and then he went to sleep. So the score was tied at 1-1. The tortoise didn't send back. He said, "Let's challenge you to another race." But the tortoise was clever. He chose along the route a water body. On the appointed day, when they took off, the hare was leading, but then when he came to the water body, to the river, he could not cross it. There the tortoise came there, swam across, and of course, he was declared the winner. So the score was 2-1. By then, they had become great friends, and they said, "Let's stop this competition. Let's follow the National Education Policy 2020." And they said, "Let's have collaboration." And so they collaborated for the fourth and final race, and would you believe it, they finished it in record time. Because for the first part of the race, the tortoise jumped on the hare's back, and they reached the river. For that next part of the race, the hare jumped on the back of the tortoise, and they swam across in record time. Obviously, collaboration is the key. So I'm going to collaborate all the 21st century skills that a teacher needs to have. Academics, music, and even sports. As all of you must be knowing, I'm quite a sports enthusiast. So, I am now propelled to sing some songs. It's a mashup between, we all have seen the movie Three Idiots, and wherein you have "Let's Live Life Fully." So this is the first mashup. That was just testing. Sunshine, give me some rain, give me another chance to walk once again. Give me some sunshine, give me some rain, give me another chance to walk once again. The next song I'm going to sing is called "The Greatest." It's a story about a little boy. He's playing in the field, and it's the game of baseball. He wants to be a baseball champion. And if you have watched baseball, there is a batter and there is a pitcher. A pitcher is also known as a bowler in cricket terminology. Well, a little boy in a baseball hat stands in the field with his bow and bat. Says, "I am the greatest, play off them all." Puts his bat on his shoulder and he tosses up the ball. And the ball goes up and the ball comes down. Swings his bat on. The world's so still, you can hear the sound. Baseball falls to the ground. So he's missed the ball once and he's practicing. And we all know in baseball, if you miss the ball 3 times, you are out. Now the little boy doesn't say a word, picks up his ball. He's undeterred, says I am the greatest there's ever been. And he quits his feet and he tries again. And the ball goes up and the ball comes down, swings his bat all the way around. The world's so still you can hear the sound. The baseball falls to the ground. Now he's missed the ball for the 2nd time, but he doesn't give up. He makes no excuses, he shows no fear. He just closes his eyes and listens to the tune. And the little boy in the baseball hat picks up the ball, stares at his bat, says I am the greatest. The game's on the line and he gives his all one last time. And the ball goes up and the ball's so bright, swings his bat with all his might. The world's so still, as still can be. The baseball falls, and that's strike 3. Now you and I would think that the little boy has lost the game. Now it's supper time, and his mother calls. The little boy starts home with his bat and ball, says I am the greatest. That is a fact, but even I didn't know I could pitch like that. Says I am the greatest. That is understood, even I didn't know I could pitch or bowl that good. Give me some sunshine, give me some rain, give me another chance. I want to go up once again. Give me some sunshine. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. As a B.Ed student, I had learned a collaborative lesson, how to give a collaborative lesson. Today, I have learned how to give music, how to get music in the lessons. Thank you very much, sir, for that beautiful presentation. Let me now invite Ms. Akshita Samant to take over the Felicitation Program.
My pleasantries to the August gathering, dignitaries on the days and off the days, lauding the accomplishments of our dear students, where they have earned their spurs in a long and grueling year, is not only an honor, but equally a moment of pride for us. 2 years of hard work and sleepless nights, certainly with GVMs, interspersed with a little fun and frolic, as what we have witnessed, have finally come to fruition rather sooner than expected. To appreciate the efforts of our dear students, I hereby request Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Nagraj Honnekari sir, to felicitate our meritorious students for the B.Ed examination held in August 2020. The first rank holder. So, the first rank holder in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for the year 2019-2020 is Ms. Rutuja Lotlikar. She has bagged the scholarship of rupees 1,000 awarded in the memory of late Mr. James Abreu. Let us put our hands together once again for Rutuja. We have a proud parents with us. Thank you. The second place in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for the year 2019-2020 earned by Ms. Tania Gomes. She is the recipient of the scholarship of rupees 1,000 given in the memory of late Mr. Victor Disa Coelho. The third place in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for the year 2019-2020 goes to Apurva Gauns Desai. She secures a scholarship of rupees 1,000 given in the memory of late Maria Brio. The Best All-Rounder Award, both in curricular and co-curricular activities, for the academic year 2019-2020 is conferred upon Ms. Sonia da Costa. She earns a scholarship. Yes. She earns a scholarship of rupees 1,000 given in the memory of Mrs. Maria Teresa Coelho. We now have scholarships being awarded in the memory of late Sri Govind R. Vaze, the founder, member, and president of the Forum for English Language Teaching, Goa. I call upon Ms. Sarah Fernandez. The late Sri G.R. Vaze scholarship of rupees 2,500 for the students securing the highest marks in English in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for the academic year 2019-2020 is awarded to Ms. Sarah Fernandez. I now call upon Ms. Apurva Gauns Desai. The late Sri G.R. Vaze scholarship of rupees 2,000 for the students securing the second highest marks in English in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for the academic year 2019-2020 is awarded to Ms. Apurva Gauns Desai. I now call upon Ms. Ariska Vaz. Late Sri G.R. Vaze scholarship of rupees 2,000 for the students securing the second highest marks in English in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for the academic year 2019-2020 is awarded to Ms. Ariska Vaz. I call upon now again Ms. Sonia da Costa. The late Sri G.R. Vaze scholarship of rupees 1,000 for the students securing the third highest marks in English in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for the academic year 2019-2020 is awarded to Sonia. I now call upon Ms. K. Prerna's mother. Ms. K. Prerna is in Bangalore and hence won't be able to attend. So we have a very proud mother here to receive the award on her behalf. The late Sri G.R. Vaze scholarship to rupees 1,000 for the students securing the third highest marks in English in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for the academic year 2019-2020 is awarded to Ms. Prerna. Thank you, respected Honnekari sir, for honoring our students. I now request Honorable Shri Bhaskar Khandeparkar sir, Chairman GVM's Working Committee, to felicitate the meritorious students of B.Ed examination July 2021. The late Mr. James Abreu scholarship of rupees 1,000 for the students securing the first place in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for academic year 2020-21 is awarded to Ms. Preeti Prabhu. Yes, let us put our hands together again. I call upon Miss Alicia Fernandez. The late Mr. Victor D. Sacuelo scholarship of rupees 1,000 for the students securing the second place in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for academic year 2020-21 is awarded to Miss Alicia Fernandez. We have an equally proud husband who has accompanied her for this function. I now call upon Ms. Gaukar Sandesh Suresh. Late Mrs. Murray Ubrio scholarship of rupees 1,000 for the students securing the third place in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for the academic year 2020-21 is awarded to Sandesh Gaukar. I call upon Ms. Kalpita Gaukar. The late Mrs. Maria Teresa Coelho scholarship of rupees 1,000 for best all-round student, both in curricular and co-curricular activities for the academic year 2020-21 is awarded to Ms. Kalpita Gaukar. We now have the scholarships being awarded in the memory of Shri Govind Vaze, the founder member again, and president of Forum for English Language Teaching, Goa, which once again I request Chairman Sir to give the awards. So I call Krutika Naik Gaukar, who shares this award with Father Clement Miranda. So I request that she also receives the award on his behalf. The late Shri G.R. Vaze scholarship for rupees 2,500 each for the students securing the highest marks in English in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for academic year 2020-21 is awarded to Father Clement Miranda and Ms. Krutika Gaukar. We have a proud mother with her. I once again call Ms. Alicia Fernandez. The late Shri G.R. Vaze scholarship of rupees 2,000 for the students securing the second highest marks in English in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for the academic year 2020-21 is awarded to Ms. Alicia Fernandez. I call upon Stella D'Souza and Francisca Fernandez. The late Shri G.R. Vaze scholarship of rupees 1,000 each for the students securing the third highest marks in English in the college at the University B.Ed examinations for academic year 2020-21 is awarded to Ms. Stella D'Souza and to Ms. Francisca Fernandez. Yes. Thank you, respected Chairman, sir, for honoring our meritorious students. I now request respected Shri Jayant Mandurkar, sir, to felicitate the meritorious students for the MEd examination, July 2020. I call upon Ms. Richa Chimulkar. The late Shri G.R. Vaze scholarship of rupees 2,500 for the students securing the first place in the college at the University MEd examinations for the academic year 2020-21 is awarded to Ms. Richa Chimulkar. I call upon Vishwesh Fatrikar. The second rank in the college at the University MEd examinations for the year 2020-21 is earned by Vishwesh Fatrikar. I now call upon Ratisha Sapre. The third place in the college at the University MEd examinations for the year 2020-21 is bagged by Ratisha Sapre. Thank you, Mandurkar sir, for felicitating our students. I now request Professor Alan Abrio to felicitate the meritorious students of, to award. Yes, I now request, I'm extremely sorry. I now request respected Professor Alan Ubrior to do the honors of awarding the certificates for the Siphon program, one of the flagship programs of GVM's B.Ed College. So I request Amita and Prajyoti to receive the Siphon certificates on behalf of all the Siphon members of 2020-21 batch. The Siphon is a science popularizing program inspired by Arvind Gupta, funded by Department of Science, Technology and Environment, Government of Goa, designed and coordinated by Dr. Anna Nina George, Associate Professor, GVM's Dr. Dada Vaidya College of Education. This program since 2012 has been to 30 schools across Goa, including all GVM schools and Navodaya Vidyalayas, catering to approximately 6,000 students using low-cost throwaway materials. Thank you, Nina ma'am, and thank you, everyone. I also request Professor Alan Ubrior to felicitate the meritorious students of a Diploma in Pre-Primary Teacher Education Program examination July 2021. I call upon Ms. Roshni Nageshkar. The late Shri GR was a scholarship of ₹2,000 for the students securing the first place in the college at the University Diploma in Pre-Primary Teacher Education examination for the academic year 2020-21 is awarded to Ms. Roshni Nageshkar. I call upon now Siddhi Naik. Yes. The second rank in the college at the University Diploma in Pre-Primary Teacher Education examinations for the academic year 2021 is awarded to Siddhi Naik. I call upon Sheetal Bamburkar and Anuja Saruke. The third place in the college at the University Diploma in Pre-Primary Teacher Education examinations for the academic year 2020-21 is awarded to Sheetal Bamburkar and Anuja Saruke. Thank you, Professor Allen, sir. And now for the cherry on the cake. We call upon our present second year B.Ed student, Aisha Sheikh, to felicitate her for securing a scholarship of ₹8 lakhs under Shri Manohar Parrikar Goa Scholar Scheme for the academic year 2018-2019. I request Principal Mr. Georgian Matthew, sir, to do the honors. Shri Manohar Parrikar Goa Scholar Scheme is awarded to 20 outstanding talented student candidates of Goa to encourage and empower them to pursue postgraduate or doctoral courses in respected institutions in India and abroad. Kudos to you, Aisha. Thank you, Matthew, sir. And thank you to all the dignitaries on days and off days. With our heads held high and hearts full of hope, we wish you all a very bright and a promising future. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the students. Thank you, Akshita. It is said that precious gifts for our beloved ones are trust, honesty, love, and care. Today, we would like to present this gift to our chief guest in the form of portrait of Dr. Dada Vaidya. Now, I request Chairman Sir, Shri Bhaskar Khandeparkar, to kindly present a memento to Shri Nagraj Honnekari, the chief guest for today's function. Thank you, sir. May I now request Sir Ganesh Chandra Naik, Associate Professor at College, to propose vote of thanks.
Good evening to everyone. Program is going to be end now. So I, Mr. Ganesh Chandra Naik, Associate Professor, take the privilege to stand here to acknowledge all who directly or indirectly were involved in this program. At the outset, I would like to thank our chief guest, Sri Nagraj Honnekari, Director SCRT, for his informative talk on NP 2020 on school education. How coincidence it is, sir. Honnekari was the headmaster of Dadavedya High School here in Pondakurti, and today he is with us to be the first speaker to speak on Dr. Dadavedya Memorial Lecture in our college. So sincerely we thank you that you could come to our college in spite of all your busy schedule and enlighten us in this topic. Sri Bhaskar Khandeparkar sir, Chairman of the Working Committee of GVM, has been a supporting pillar of this institution from its inception. Today also he is with us and gave a beautiful talk on Dr. Dadavedya. Every time we listen to him on this topic, something new we learn from him. Thank you, sir, for your constant support and encouragement. All the cash prizes given to students securing first position, second position, third position in the B.Ed exam and best all-round students, these prizes has been instituted by Dr. Alan Abreu, our ex-principal, when he was here in this college. And today also he is with us to felicitate meritorious students and giving felicitation speech along with the beautiful songs. Thanks a lot for, sir, for your graceful presence and beautiful words and song, of course. Our principal, Sir Dr. Matthew, got this idea of organizing this talk in the memory of Dr. Dadavedya. And today you can see this happening. He meticulously planned this program with the staff and got it done successfully. He has the ability to make the staff involved in any activity like this. Thank you, sir, for your constant motivation and support to the staff. I sincerely acknowledge the attendance of members of GVM's working committee, specifically Secretary Sir Jain Bandurkar, GVM General Body, IQAC members, LMC members, different heads and staff of GVM institutions and all other neighboring institutions are also with us today in this program. Thanks for all your interest and involvement in our program. A lot of thanks to our meritorious students. This program is meant for you. By coming and receiving the certificates and prizes, you reciprocate our love and affection. The welcome song by our first year students was superb. Thanks to all the participating students. In spite of your engagement in micro teaching, you could find time, practice, and do it wonderfully. Our research scholars, the students of these institutions are with us, but at a distance, either in the Google Meet or in the YouTube. We do acknowledge your attendance in this program, dear students. A program like this involves a lot of planning in the background. All the staff of the college were involved in their various capacity. Some are visible at the front and many are in the background. The credit of a successful program goes to the committed staff, both teaching and non-teaching. Okay? You all deserve a big thank. And finally, thank you one and all. Now I request all to rise up to sing National Anthem. After that, please entertain yourself with our beautiful refreshment. Yeah, come on.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाये तव जय गाथा। जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Requesting all the guests to kindly have refreshment. Sir, before that, requesting all the meritorious students to have a group photograph. The first batch, 1920, come over here. We'll have a group photographs with the dignitaries. Yes, sir. May I request Chief Guest, sir, Chairman, sir, Secretary, sir, Alan, sir, Matthew, sir, to kindly come for the group photograph with the students. We need this for our NEP documentation, sir. Come. Yes. Otherwise important. All the meritorious students of the previous batch, 1920. Yes, they can.